Welcome to the notes on vertical, horizontal, parallel, and perpendicular lines. Today we're first going to look at vertical lines. Okay, when you look at these vertical lines here, remember that the slope of a vertical line is undefined. We talked about that earlier, why that is. But let's take a look at this. Okay, so let's look at some points on this graph. We got a point right here. We're going to call that point, that's 3, 0. We put a point up here. All right, we'll call that 3, 1. Another point right here, 3, 2. And we do one down here. All right, 3, -1. Well, what do they all have in common? Notice the x value here. Okay, all of the x values are the same. So if you want the equation of the line, the slope is undefined. So this one is this is a unique case where it will not be in the form y equals. If a vertical line, when the slope is undefined, we do not use slope-intercept form, but we would say that the equation of this line is x equals whatever is the x value of your ordered pair. In this case, it is x equals 3. That is the equation of this line, okay? X will just equal your x value on the point of that vertical line. Whatever the x value is, it's going to be the same at every point. Okay, now let's take a look at when the horizontal line, remember that the slope of the line is 0. Okay, so if I use slope-intercept form, I already know that it's y equals 0 times x plus or minus whatever the y-intercept is. Well, when I look at the y-intercept right here, this point right here, that point is 0, -2. And again, the y-intercept is where the x value is 0, where it crosses the y-axis. So if I said y equals 0x -2, all right, that 0x just drops out. So our equation of our line is going to be y equals -2. Because again, if you look at all these points, this point right here, okay, -1, -2. Point right here, -2, -2. We come over here to this point, all right, it's 1, -2. All of the y values are the same in this equation. So horizontal line, y equals whatever your y value is for your ordered pair, because everywhere along that line, the y value is going to be the same with a slope of 0. So y equals -2. Here are two quick examples of the problems that you'll see in the homework. First one, they tell us the slope is 0. So I know it's going to be a horizontal line. It's going to be a horizontal line. And it goes through the point 2, 6. Well, we just said, all right, it's going to be y equals 0x. Again, we know that slope is going to drop out. It's the y value of our ordered pair. So it's going to be +6. So our answer would be y equals 6. Okay, over here, vertical. Okay, so that means we know that the slope is undefined. So undefined slope. So we know it's going to be x equals, in this case, if it's a vertical line or undefined slope. And we just look to what is our x value of our ordered pair. So this one is x equals 1. And that's how you're going to write the equations of horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, on to the back side. All right, slopes of parallel lines and perpendicular lines. We've already talked about these. We know that the slopes of the parallel lines are the same. If you look at these two examples right here, 3/4, 3/4. All right, same slope. Here's a problem that you'll see. They'll say graph the line through the point 1, 5. So we have a point, and it's parallel to the line y equals 3x -4. The only thing that's important about the equation of the line is we need to find the slope. In this case, it is 3. So we know the point and slope. We're going to use that information to put it into point slope, which we've done before. So remember that equation is y minus y1 equals m times quantity x minus x1. Okay, and then we're just going to plug those points. Okay, here's our x1, y1. So let's plug it in. Y minus y1. y1 is 5 equals the slope. Since it's going to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. So we know that's going to be 3 times the quantity x minus, what's our x1 value? It is 1. Now that it's in point slope, the only thing we use that for is to get it into slope-intercept form. So distribute the 3. Y minus 5 equals 3x minus 3. And then all I got to do is get the y by itself. So I'm going to add this 5 to the other side. Add 5, add 5. So y equals 3x minus 3 plus 5 is +2. And there's the equation of a line that goes through that point, and it's parallel to our original line right here, because we know it's parallel because they have the same slopes. Perpendicular, Same kind of problem. You just have to remember that it's opposite reciprocals, which we show right here. 3/4 opposite refers to the sign. Reciprocal means that it flips. So there's 3/4. The positive, the opposite would be -4/3. Same type of problem. They're going to give us a point, and the important, since it's perpendicular, we know that it's going to be the opposite reciprocal of that slope. So our new slope is going to be m equals opposite, so it's going to be positive, and the 2 goes to the top. So the equation of our new line is going to be right there. Again, we're putting it into point slope. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Plug in our points. So we've got y minus y1. Well, it's minus a -3, so that's +3. Equals, our new slope is going to be 2/3 times quantity x minus our -2 minus becomes +2. And then we talked about fractions. In order to get rid of fractions, if we don't like them, we multiply this side by the denominator, which is 3. That cancels that out. And then we're left to just distribute each side. So we've got 3y plus 3 equals, 3y plus 9, didn't distribute that 3 times 3, 2x plus 4. Okay, and then all we have to do from here is to get y by itself, which you guys are pretty good at. Subtracting 9. So we have 3y equals 2x. 4 minus 9 is -5, and then we divide everything by 3. 3, 3, 3. So our final answer is y equals 2/3 x minus, that doesn't reduce, so it is -5/3. And there is our final answer. Notice 2/3, it's the opposite reciprocal of our original line, -3/2.